So I want to read you guys a beautiful short story written by one of our Patreons, Rasaja. She is really beautiful. Rasaja, you are very beautiful in every sense of the word. Okay, I've told you this, but I'm going to say it publicly here. You're very beautiful. And what you have written is just an extension of that beauty. It's a short story, and as you'll see, it's very, very relevant to the relationship of humanity to the planet Earth. Okay, so I'm not gonna rant any further here. Let's read it out for you guys. Okay, so the short story is called "The Gift of the Sea." Context: from my series of old myth-style short stories, The World Retold. This myth uses the concept of sea glass. So sea glass is man-made glass transformed by the sea. Okay, you can do a little research on it on Google if you want to see what it looks like. So here, let me quickly sea glass. I don't know if you guys can see, but here, let's get a better picture. Okay, maybe sea glass. Okay, do a little research if you want to see what it looks like. But essentially, sea glass is, let's go back. Yeah, it's man-made glass transformed by the sea. Okay, which you probably find on the beach from time to time to tell a much larger narrative meant to provoke thought and inspire. Okay, so now the story begins. Life was birthed from the sea. It rose slowly as the ocean created with purpose and intent. Once lifeless and black, the waters of earth became vibrant and rich, bursting with life and green. I want to repeat that one more time. Once lifeless and black, the waters of earth became vibrant and rich, bursting with life and green. Each day that life lived, the ocean was proud. For thought, death dwelled among life. It held balance. For though death dwelled among life, it held balance. Death was deemed the keeper of order and the sacrifice of a world thriving. I love it. The now colorful seas housed a multitude of creatures, all equipped to explore Mother Ocean. But Mother Ocean grew curious of Father Earth. What secrets, she wondered, lie beyond the deep waters? She birthed creatures to explore the sands that separate her from land. Creatures of both the land and sea, who thrive in the twilight of the intertidal realm. Time grew older, and the sea offered more creatures to flourish inland with her sisters. So I want to repeat that again. Time grew older, and the sea offered more creatures to flourish inland with her sisters. Rivers and lakes. Further she went, infatuated with the unexplored forests, and so she imagined a creature to fly above them. The avians were creatures of neither land nor sea, but of thin air. On she went, she sent her offspring into land, but as quickly as she birthed them, did the living things of land move out of her reach, for they believed they needed her no longer. Eons danced by, and the offspring of the sea multiplied, until brought forth was the most deadly creature that had ever walked the land. Human, mastery of the land by way of control, and death without compassion. For the first time, balance with the world had been abandoned. Man would create too, though they presented no offerings. They had forgotten how the first cell ignited life, when the spark of intent lit the flame of her will, and the ocean fulfilled her desire to mother a universe that was content and could thrive within her broad reach. But they had forgotten. Man feared the depth of the sea and the darkness of the forest. So he destroyed them both. Oh my God, that is, I'm going to say this 2 more times. Man feared the depth of the sea and the darkness of the forest, so he destroyed them both. What most they wished and feared to know were the secrets of their world, but they felt to fear the ocean they filled with black oil and suffocated all the creatures within. They split the trunks of their cousins, the trees. And so the mysteries of earth and sea vanished at the hand of man, who now, rid of earth's dark corners, became slaves of a crippled globe. Laying waste to all that brought them forth, man moved with no pity or regret, and the sea wept, for from her had emerged the enemy of all her children. One day, as Mother Ocean made her daily trek further up the beach, she found something that intrigued her. Nothing significant or unique, but something new, clear and blue, rich and jagged, broken glass, a creation by her descendants, left to clutter her shores along with man's plastic and oil. But the glass intrigued her. It reminded her of her youth, clear and vibrant, blue. So she took it with her on her retreat back down the beach. She thought of destroying it. Maybe man mocks her, but she was filled with compassion instead. Man was, despite his hate toward her, still her child. Taking the sharp and jagged shards, she sanded the edges and made them smooth. And she frosted the color within. In each fragment, she embodied the power of the sea and the glow of the waters. When the tide again beckoned her back to shore, she left the fragments in the sand as gifts to man. By grace, she thought, maybe man could interpret the message. Man would come to find the transformed pieces of the sea glass, though most never gave this glass of the sea a second thought. But those who did were blessed. They saw the gift and understood the message. And those that kept these gifts with them inherited the wondrous power of the sea. Maybe all of man never remembers the strong ties that bind him to her, and maybe he destroys her completely. But so long as one offspring of man holds the gift of the sea, she will forgive and watch from afar as she continues to wither away. Her message lies in the hands of man. And with the insight she has gifted them, man can choose to save her. That which is broken can be made into something beautiful, even something as broken as the waters from which all life arose. If one looks long enough at glass transformed by the sea, still can be seen the waters of the ocean encased forever within, and those who wear them close to their hearts are the keepers of the ocean's spirit. We may not be as expansive as the ocean or as strong as the dancing waves, but as her children, we are heirs of her creativity. And within us, we carry her infallible curiosity. These are both a blessing and a curse, for with both, we can either nurture or destroy. And humans can do both so well. Wow. Wow. You know, I mentioned in a previous video of the things that bring me to tears. More things used to bring me to tears back in the day, but now I can sort of count them. I can know what brings me to tears. Beauty brings me to tears when I see something beautiful. Like this is beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful story, and I'm struggling to keep my words together, to be honest. It really is beautiful. That brings me to a place of like, wow, like I can feel the tears. Purity. Purity is another thing. When I see something pure, like nature. Nature is pure and beautiful. A pure action. Somebody who's doing good out of purity, not out of any type of, they want to appear good. You can just sense the purity. That brings me to tears. Pure music, like Sufi music, always brings me to tears. And those are usually the good type of tears. The happy, joyful, awe-inspiring type of tears. And then there's the type of tears that is filled with sadness, and that is when I think and feel the suffering of the planet, the earth itself, other life forms, the plants, the animals, because of this most destructive, like Rasaja here described, this most destructive animal that can walk on land, human being. It is because of our selfishness and our constant pursuit for our own pleasure and our own comfort at the expense of everything else. I mean, we have the attitude of my way or the highway as a humanity. And that brings me to tears. That really does. It brought me to tears many times. I would go into the woods and I would take mushrooms and I'd just cry because I would see how we've abandoned the planet. And this short story is a beautiful, beautiful description. And it ended with a pretty, the last line. These are both a blessing and a curse, for with both we can either nurture or destroy, and humans do both so well. I mean, we also nurture so well. We have more empathy than any other life form on the planet. No other life form is capable of the capacity of empathy and compassion that human beings are capable of. And no other life form is capable of the destruction and the malevolence that human beings are capable of, and the selfishness that we're capable of. So yeah, that's it's going to be very interesting to see where we go as a planet from here on, because we're in a sensitive period now, and I've heard Sadhguru say that we've got another 30 years here. The next 30 years will determine, it will either destroy us and the planet, or it will uplift us and the planet, because us and them is the same. There is no such thing. We are an offspring of the ocean, of Mother Ocean. We are an offspring of the planet. We're one of her children, one of the ocean's children. We're one of her children. Everything is her children. The trees are our cousins. Okay, so beautiful, so beautiful. The trees are our cousins, and the trees are the children of the ocean, and we are the children of the ocean. And that's why she's still compassionate towards us. She's our mother. Still compassionate, still gives us these clues. Maybe if you do this, maybe if you do that, right? Then you could save yourself and save me in the process. Because, as the mother, I think she's been here a very, very long time. And I think her compassion comes from wisdom, because she understands that, I've been here for, how long has Earth been here? I know it's like 3 or 4 billion years, and I always get it wrong. Let's look it up here. Not that it matters, but how long has Earth been around? Yeah, 4.5 billion years. Okay, so the Earth has been here for 4.5 billion years. Meaning, the compassion of the Earth, the mother, towards her rebellious, not even rebellious has good annotations. I want to use a nastier word. To her disobedient child, okay? Her compassion comes from her wisdom. She's been here for 4.5 billion years. She'll fix herself with all this. However, it's too late for us. If we continue on this path of neglecting the planet, neglecting all the other life forms on it, or our cousins and our cousins, and our mother, if we continue to ignore our cousins and our mother, well, and our brothers and sisters, then we're pretty much going to go extinct. The earth isn't. The mother is the mother. She'll be there. She'll continue to give birth to different children. Her compassion to her children, to her disobedient child, human, is because she understands that at the end of the day, human is just self-destructing. Because I'll be here. I'll just kind of fix myself. It'll take a little while. But I'll be here. I've been here for 4.5 billion years. I can handle this. I've handled much worse situations. That's where her compassion comes from. It comes from a greater wisdom. She's really wise. She understands. She's been here. She's wise. 4.5 billion years. How long have we been here as humans? Well, 200,000 years in our modern anatomy. Say 1,000,000 years. That's nothing. Compared to 4.5 billion years, that's nothing. Okay, we're in fact one of her late children. Alright, we're probably not the only disobedient child that ever came, but Earth is probably like, okay, here we go, another disobedient child. This one is an advanced ape. They can think, and they can formulate concepts, and they can dissect things and separate things, and they have these sophisticated minds, this sophisticated technology. But she sees through the whole system. She sees that, hey, look, like if these guys, if my child doesn't do something, they're just destroying themselves. I'll be okay. I've always been okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. So, yeah, it's time to do something on an individual level. Again, if you want to change the world, you change yourself. You know, I'll be honest, like I have not been too ecstatic about getting a car. I got a car 6 months ago. I got it in September. And you know, I'm moving to Thailand, so I'm not gonna have a car, period. That's just not gonna happen. My brother will keep it for another year, just to use it for Uber and Lyft and whatnot, and then we'll just sell it. And you know, I have not been too ecstatic about it. I felt terrible. I really did, but I bought it for selfish reason, because I wanted to do Uber and I wanted to do Lyft, and I didn't want to continuously work in like coffee shops and whatnot, doing like random part-time jobs. So I bought it for selfish reasons. So I participated. See, before I hadn't bought a car, and I was sort of really living a relatively minimalistic for the environment overall, you know, but I bought a car. I still have a car. I'm using it still. Okay, and it pollutes. It's not like a solar powered car. That's a different story, you know, if it's environmentally friendly. But you start on your own. You see what you can do. You know, don't waste food. Don't waste anything. Don't be wasteful. And then spend more time in nature. Spend more time around nature. And it'll tell you. You'll feel the love and the compassion of nature. And then pretty soon you can't help but take on the call of nature. Okay, and I personally will do that when I mean, I'm moving to Thailand. I explained in the previous video that I will be moving to pretty much a sanctuary. And I will be answering the call of the planet. Because when you go and you sort of live alongside the planet will offer you so much love and compassion. And you can't help but take on the call of nature. You are nature. You are nature. We're also talking here about the possibility of living off the sunlight and living off prana and grounding yourself and all that stuff. Because it will literally nourish you with everything you need. Because you are it. That's your mother. Your mother, just like a mother nourishes her child with milk. This is our mother. The planet is our mother. It'll give you everything you need. But not if, I mean, if a baby's constantly crying and pushing her mother's titty, eventually the titty's gonna dry out, right? Same thing, if we're constantly pushing away this planet, destroying it, the planet's gonna be like, okay, fuck you, like, I'm not giving you shit no more. Yeah, I've been compassionate and all, but screw you guys, I'm going home. And then we're gonna basically go extinct or go find another artificial, unnatural environment for us like Mars. I mean, think about it, our bodies are adapted for the planet, for this planet. And here we are like headless chickens running around trying to find another planet for us, because we're so terrible, so bad at managing our own shit and being in touch and in connection with all the other life forms here, that we're now having to go look for an artificial. It's an artificial for your body. It's foreign. And if we go there, we're going to have to use technology basically to keep us alive. We're just trying to survive now. We're not even trying to thrive. The only way we can thrive as human beings is on this planet. I'm going to die on this planet, even if travel becomes so easy going to Mars. I love this planet. I'm going to die here. I don't care if the whole fucking humanity goes to Mars. I'm hanging around here. I'm dying here. I'm dying here. That's my body belongs to here, and perhaps there's another samsara on Mars. Okay, I'll take on a body that is more friendly to Mars and other planets. But this body here, it belongs to this planet. Okay, it belongs to this planet. So, beautiful Rasaja, thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you very much for being such a beautiful, radiant, vibrant expression of God. Okay, in every sense of the word. And, you know, if you have more of these beautiful, I know you have more of these beautiful stories that you want to share, that we could share here. And in fact, if you would like to share them yourself, okay, it would come much better from you if you were to do these stories, share them, make videos yourself. You have this platform open for you, okay? So thank you very much. You know, thank you. And thank you for all the Patreons, okay? All the Patreons, including the beautiful Rasaja, for being such generous with their contributions, and really, like, you guys, pretty much this channel is an open conduit for you guys, okay? It's like, this is open, okay? You guys are supporting, and that's amazing. Thank you. And yeah, that's about it. Until next time, may the force